I know, you feel so hurt, so scared, so angry. There's nothing worse than when someone betrays you and you feel you can't trust them. You can't imagine it's possible that you would ever trust that person again, and at this moment you may not even want to try. And yet, hope is a stubborn thing. Somewhere deep inside you, you sense a spark of possibility. Maybe, just maybe, the terrible mistrust you feel isn't the end of the relationship. Maybe trust can be restored. Maybe the relationship can heal. Then again, maybe you're afraid that hope doesn't make sense right now. I understand. I felt all this myself, and so have millions of other people who've been through this. Here's what Heather told me. Heather's story. When she got the first hint of what Chris had done, Heather was immediately swamped by those bitter, dizzy feelings of suspicion we all know so well. It's like when an earthquake starts. Anything is possible, none of it good. In a kind of manic, dread-filled daze, Heather searched through Chris's computer and checkbook. When she finally found the awful confirmation of her suspicions, she was so angry she couldn't stop shaking. She was glad he wasn't around because at that point she truly felt like killing him. It was as if Chris wasn't her husband at all anymore. He was the man who'd killed her husband. This loathsome imposter certainly wasn't the man she'd married. He was a clueless, selfish jerk. As Heather waited for Chris to come home, the wild heat of her anger brought her to one clear decision. And so within minutes of his walking in the door, she'd thrown him out of the house, his clothes, his laptop, his iPhone, and then him. Now you can go sleep in a motel and think of some more people you can screw over, you bastard, she yelled and slammed the front door so hard a family picture fell off the wall. Chris pounded on the door, saying he wanted to explain, that he hadn't meant to hurt her, how he was sorry. But Heather's screaming terrified him so much that he decided he'd best leave, and off he drove. As she watched the red taillights of his car disappear down the street, she thought this was the saddest sight she'd ever seen. Friends tried to help. Heather sat there as dusk turned into night. Her brain was racing, spinning dark scenarios, churning up clouds of pain that made clear thought impossible. There was a tightness in her chest, a lump in her throat. She was caught in a tug-of-war between rage and grief. It suddenly hit her. I'll never sleep again. How would she ever regain her peace of mind? If this could happen, anything could happen. Would the rest of her life be like being in an abusive relationship where you're always waiting for the next blow to fall, the next betrayal, the next disappointment?